No. Well, no, because he's not actually their leader. Brandon Ingram is their leader, but he's kind of Lamar Jacksoning the NBA. People are having trouble adjusting. He's playing center or playing power forward, and he's just too quick and athletic for big guys, and he's too strong for if you put anybody his size on him. And I do think that teams will start to adjust to what they're doing and how they're doing, but you know, anywhere time he's around the rim, they just throw it to the rim, and he jumps quicker and stronger than anybody else and finishes. I think it was a little bit of fool's gold, the shooting in the first game. He hasn't hit a three since his first game. And, you know, I still am cautious about how many minutes you want to put on his body at his weight because he doesn't look any slimmer. Look, I like that.
Is he in shape or not, Doug? Can you tell? I mean, I hear people say that. Wait till he gets in shape.
He's big-boned, right?
Okay,
he's big-boned,
right.
as they say in the South. I don't think he is in optimal shape. Okay, I would not have. When I saw him the first night that he played, I thought, and I've had other people say like, you know, there's this kind of walking thought. Maybe he can't lose the weight. Maybe this is just his body type, and he's always played it. But it's so much pounding. It's not like he doesn't, like he's always above the rim. He's always using his athletic skills to success. So that's putting torque on those hips and knees and back. Now, he's going to have time off here. Hopefully, if I was the Pelicans, I'd shut him down here for a week and you know, get all that stuff out of his system and let him get back regenerated. But I think the hill's probably too big to climb. It's a talented team, but it's awesome to watch him play because he's kind of freaking the league out. Like, wait, a 6'5.5" dude can, in fact, dominate at center.
30th easiest schedule of all 30 teams the rest of the way. The Memphis Grizzlies have the first, much to the chagrin of Rob Parker.
The most difficult schedule?
Yeah. I mean, so the Pelicans for me.
That's not the only team.
There's other teams in there.
Listen, are you worried about the Spurs?
The Spurs. I'm just saying
Portland's
there's other
turning it
teams.
on, but they've really struggled.
But there are other teams in the way. It's not just them catching Memphis.
None of them have Zion
And
Williamson.
he throttled the Portland Trail. Like Hassan Whiteside didn't know what to do.
Nobody can guard this guy in the league. Nobody. That is a great Lamar Jackson. Maybe the best comparison, Doug, you've had that I've ever heard. Lamar Jacksoning the league. That's what's happening.
Well, it's just because, you know, the league, though everyone's trying to play small ball, and none so much as the Houston Rockets, right? But no one has this weapon, right? It's like if you could combine the passing skills of Draymond, the athleticism of like LeBron in his youth, you know, and you know, just this fierce competitive rebounder, and he can score in the post like a Barkley could at a similar size. Like you put all of that together, and it's really hard. And then he can switch. Everybody wants to switch in the NBA, and instead of switching 1 through 4, now he can switch 1 through 5. And while most guys, you know, Draymond Green can switch out on the floor, he doesn't really defend the rim. This guy does. He blocks shots.
He bullied Steven Adams last night, one of the toughest guys in the league, Greg.
Yeah, look, I'm not sold on them getting to the 8th seed either, and for a couple different reasons. When I look at this team, again, you alluded to them having a huge mountain to climb. I think that's one of the reasons, but I think more than anything is they're such a young team, Doug. You have to learn how to win and win close games, and that's what I don't think this team going down the stretch will be able to do. Maybe next year, but there's a learning curve that comes with winning, and sometimes it's losing those close games. You've played sports all your life. You've seen it. You understand how that goes. Do you think that plays any part of them not being able to get into that 8th seed?
Maybe, but I also the thing that's hard to understand is what teams, when you get to the second half of the year, are actually trying to win. You know, because we're going to get to that point here in March when a good portion of the teams in the NBA who are not, if not already tanking, they're going to be tanking and just playing younger players, or however you want to term it. So yeah, you have to learn how to win. But I do think, like, look, we're underselling how good Brandon Ingram's been this year.
He's been great.
Lonzo Ball looks
better.
Looks like what I think many of us thought he could be, and he's a great weapon to have with Zion because from any place on the court, he can throw it to the rim to this guy. I don't, you know, and J.J. Redick is a hard guy to win in the NBA playoffs with, but in the regular season, because he can stretch the floor and open it up, I think he's a viable weapon. Yeah, look, the last thing you have to learn is how to win, right? You learn all this other stuff, and then how to win is something you only really get through trial and error, and these guys haven't had the trial and error. That's what you're saying. I agree with it.
Are you on Jason's superstar after 10 games? He's a superstar like Jeremy Lin was a superstar, too. He's on Sports Illustrated twice in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
All I'm saying is pump the brakes on, and I'm not saying he's not a good
Let me just
player,
say
but
this.
Oh, here we go. Wait, I can't wait to
Superstar,
hear it.
Doug, superstar after
I went
10
to the
games.
dictionary. I won't go there again.
not
Too many
buying
people
that.
angry at me. Is Zion Williamson already a superstar?
Yes.
Yeah, that's 3-1, Parker.
Yes.
All of us on the same
Doug,
side.
I'm
Hold on.
very disappointed
I'm gonna
in
ask.
you.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yes.
Zion Williamson's playing at Staples Center. You gonna go watch?
No, but that's not.
No, wait,
you
wait.
want to talk about?
I asked you a question.
No, I'm not going.
Senator, answer the question.
He's not going.
You're not going?
No, I'm going to go.
You wouldn't go see the Zion show.
I wanted to wait and see the Kings play.
Oh, yeah.
I'm asking you an honest question.
Of course I would go see, but that doesn't make him a superstar. It's
Yes, it
more
does.
than that.
No.
No, he's a commodity, a hot commodity. He's the new hotness in the league. Yes, I want to see him in person. That doesn't make him the superstar of the league. It just doesn't.
No, wait,
There's one thing about being popular, Doug,
Yes.
and being curious to see him in person. I get all that. There's a lot of things. I want to go to the circus at Staples Center. That doesn't mean the fat lady's a superstar.
It's a combination, Rob.
First of all, we don't. The circus, I think, has kind of gone under. Second of all, we say, what is it? Genetically
Being
obese
challenged?
or genetically challenged.
Okay.
Third of all,
Is there no more circus?
I'm not.
Where have I been?
I think Barnum Bailey's. I think it's gonna be gone, right? Everything's about. What's the deal at Dodger Stadium? They have the new show. Anyway,
Go ahead,
my thought is this: I don't think he's one of the top 10 players in the NBA, but that wasn't the question that was asked.
Yeah. Is he a superstar?
Is he a superstar? Look, he was a YouTube sensation who goes to
I
Duke,
get all that.
and he's as good or better. He made Duke likable.
Yes.
You know how hard that is.
Highest
Really
ratings
hard.
in the NCAA tournament last
Forget
year
about,
were for
forget,
Zion.
forget about ratings. Just
That's just another part of the soup.
It was that you liked watching Duke because you wanted to watch that kid. Then he sits out and you're like, I don't know, maybe he's a little heavy. And then he's got 31 on Steven Adams and the Thunder, and you can't wait to see what he does next. He's a superstar. He's a guy I won't pay money to see almost anyone play in sports because the greatest part of this job is I can call somebody, get a ticket. I pay money to see that kid play.
Look, and what makes people superstars is when you have this great expectation of them and they live up to it.
After 10 games?
Has he not?
After 10 games?
Is he not living up to what
I can give you a list. I just gave you.
Yeah.
Jeremy Lin. Don't poo-poo Jeremy Lin.
Undrafted
No,
kid
that's
is
not fair.
nice.
Listen,
That's
Nobody's
not fair.
poo-pooing Jeremy Lin. I'm a huge Jeremy Lin
Was
fan.
Jeremy Lin not the hottest thing for 2 weeks in the NBA?
He was.
He was.
This is disingenuous.
No, it's not. He's actually right. Okay, good friend of mine, Matt Holliday, who's a 7-time All-Star. I remember him calling me. Remember the last day of the Linsanity was they played in Miami. And he's like, we couldn't get tickets anywhere. And he goes there and Floyd Mayweather walked in and sit in the front row like, yes, okay? But Jeremy Lin's a one-hit wonder. He was the Macarena.
No,
right?
I get it.
But
I'm just-
He wasn't, this is gonna last.
No,
as long as he doesn't get hurt, this is the real deal.
I'm not saying he's Jeremy Lin. He's going to fade in 2 weeks. I'm just saying.
You just did say he was
No,
Jeremy
I'm
Lin.
just saying be careful with crowning people. The late Dennis Green, I always love. People always want to crown people after a short sample size, a small sample size.
This isn't
that's
any
all I'm
regular
saying.
I'm not
person,
crowning him. I'm not crowning him
He's
first
not
team
a
All-NBA.
superstar.
I'm
He's
crowning.
not.
So what? I guess it depends on what is your.
I don't look at
How many
that.
games does he need? Does he need 50?
don't
Does
look
he
at
need
that.
No,
100?
It's
forget
a
about
lot
that.
more than that.
No, forget about that. Does your kid want to buy his shoes? Does your kid want his jersey?
He's
Would you go
marketable. No, there's a lot of guys who are marketable.
No, they're not.
Yes,
There's actually not a lot of guys that are marketable.
That whole idea
this? Zion
of
Williamson not
crowning him
played
as
a
some
game.
superstar of the NBA, and he's played a handful of games.
Zion had not
He's
played a
been
game.
great so far, but my goodness.
And his
stop.
jersey was number 15
okay, Rob.
in the NBA.
What does
Hasn't
that
played a
mean?
game.
Hey, Rob.
People
Rob,
love him. He's a star.
Rob, I brought you something. It's an L.
Is that right? I'm not
You can
taking
take
it
that
out.
one. It's okay.
It'll be
Zion-
the first one in my career. All right,
Zion
maybe.
if Zion walked on the lot right now, you'd be one of the first people
No.
picking up your phone trying to
Selfie.
get him
Be
on your
Not at all.
Yes, he would. I
100,000.
followed you on IG.
You know that. I'm not a fanboy. You don't see pictures of me and athletes.
I see pictures of you in a suit and your Jordans and everything everywhere you go. If Zion Williamson walks, he's right. The guy's
He's not
he's
a
at least
superstar,
a
not
star.
yet.
He's at least
All
a
right,
star.
I'll give you a star. Superstar, no. It's more about winning, being able to.
No,
there's
that's
a lot more
that's
stuff
Did you
Hall
to
of
have
be a
to wait
Famer.
7 years for Michael Jordan to be a superstar?
No.
Because he
I'm
didn't
just
win
not-
anything.
I'll ask you a
I mean,
question.
how
Hold
long
on,
do you
hold on.
wait?
Look.
He won games, though. I mean,
Okay.
they're not even winning. He had 32 points. They lost. You telling me he's a superstar?
Yes.
Anybody could score 32 and lose.
Because they lost?
Greg, I'm not just saying just because.
That's
If
what you just said.
No,
bro.
but I'm just you're gonna crown a guy because he put up stats.
No, there's no
There's
crowning.
a lot of people put up stats.
There's no crowning here. There's no crowning, okay? Damian Lillard's a great NBA player, perennial all-star. He's playing at Staples. Are you flocking to get tickets? No. Zion comes, and you are.
He's the new hotness, first overall pick. He played at Duke. Everybody watched the YouTube. There's all these other things that go there.
Right.
But that doesn't mean he's a superstar.
What about what he's
Not
doing
yet.
on
That doesn't mean he's an
back-to-back
all-NBA player.
30-point games, fourth teenager in the last 30 years, Rob. Goodness.
Greg Jennings. Brandon Jennings scored more points in his first 10 games.
And that's our
True.
cue.
All right.
Brandon Jennings. Yeah,
I'm
we're
just-
move on.
I know, you're right.
Okay.
Doug,
Right.
thank you very much. Great stuff.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.